excited.
Chat. Yeah, so first we'll just start. So you're gonna try to stay close to the table, so we're in camera.
Okay.
Tell the people who you are.
Right now?
Yeah, just.
Hi, I'm Christina Fierro, or just Christina.
Actually, Christina, let me make sure.
Maybe not say my first whole name. My name's Christina.
Boom. Hell yeah! Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
So Christina, this is Stories with Steven, and we are just telling stories. So when somebody says, like, do you have a wild ass story? Do you have one off the top?
I do. I have a few.
Okay, let's run through.
How can we go? We can go really raunchy. We can go like funny. We can go.
Let's go raunchy, then we'll go funny.
Wait. There's a story I love to start off with. So actually, I started off with the story. I used to be a dancer. I used to dance and escort for about like 7 years.
Okay, cool.
Around
here?
In San Francisco mostly, and then I came to Austin and did that from like 2018 to 2021-ish. That's when I stopped. But one of my last few, I used to work at Red Rose, and one of my last few shifts at working at Red Rose, Alex Jones came in.
Oh shit.
Okay. And I got into work like 9 o'clock.
Keep the mic a little closer.
I got into work around 9 o'clock, and the floor was dead. Like, there's people in. I saw him in the corner with like some bodyguards, but like no girls on the floor.
Is he by himself outside of the bodyguards?
Yeah, it's just him. It's just him and like
interesting.
4 other bodyguards, but they're like circled around. He's like in a corner. Like, here's a corner, and then it's him, and then he's got a bottle, and then it's just like these like 2 big ass black dudes, just like buff as fuck, and then 2 like white dudes like buff as fuck, and then just him like in the corner all mad.
Just looking all angry.
Yeah. And I was just like, what the hell is going on here? So I go in the locker room and ask the girls, like, what's up? Like, why aren't we on the floor making money? Like, why isn't anybody on the floor? And they're like, well, we want to get him kicked out because what his views are on, like, politics and everything. And I was just like, you're dumb. I'm going to go make money. Hold on a second. So I go, I change, and I waltz into the dance floor and then waltz up to him. And I look at him and I'm like, and my stupid, I play the dumb stripper. And I look at him and go, do you stink? Or are you wearing stripper repellent? Because everybody's avoiding you. And he ate that shit up. He's like, young lady, you're funny. Come sit with me, young lady. Come sit with me.
Oh, that is how he'd talk at a strip club.
Yeah.
Come sit with me, young lady.
And then he was just like, you look like a movie star. Like, gassing me up. And I'm like, who are you? Like, I don't know who you're, like, what's your name?
Right.
My name's Alex. I'm like, okay, like, what do? I have a podcast. It's #1 on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. Do you know Joe Rogan? I'm like, no, I don't know him either. And he's just like, well, I used to do podcasts with him. We used to be #1. And he's just going on about his podcast. And I'm like, okay. He told me some very private information about his personal life and why he was at the strip club. I'm gonna say.
Let's say
I didn't sign nothing. And it came out later. So anyways, he comes up and then he's like talking about like, I haven't been in a strip club in 5 years. Like, my wife cheated on me. I hired a PI against her and found out she was cheating on me with her high school sweetheart. I was dropping her off at the airport.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Like, it was this whole fucking thing.
Her high school sweetheart?
Yeah, it was this whole fucking thing. Like, he was taking her to go visit her sick dad or something, and she was getting picked up. And like, he found this all out. He hired a PI and found everything out. So he was like done. At this time, I think he was frequenting a lot of the strip clubs.
Do you know how much balls you have to cheat on the guy that is the biggest conspiracy theorist of all work?
He thinks frogs are gay.
Right, he thinks frogs are gay. But he didn't look at his own backyard. Hey.
Oh shit! I don't know. Beyond me. Why cheat on someone? Period. First.
Sure.
The second. This man seems crazy.
Yeah.
He's hired a PI against you. Anyway, so he gets all like, I have pictures too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you later. But
yeah, show me. Maybe we can throw them in.
But yeah. So he's all like his voice and like talking to me about his podcast that I don't really pay attention to, and I'm pretending I don't know much about. And then
How much did you know about him before?
I knew about it. Just was funny. Like, I knew InfoWars, like just funny memes.
Yeah, right.
Like, I just knew who he was, and I was just like, okay, everyone's kind of like tripping to be upset that he's here. Like, he has money. Our owners won't kick somebody out
Because of their political views.
Yeah, they're
right.
not going to do that. And they're also, if they're paying to be there, they're not going to kick them out either. So let's all have a good day. He can leave happy, we can leave happy. Let's just do that. And so he's really generous and very respectful, actually. Very very nice. Very, very nice. Which kind of threw me in for a loop because I was expecting him to be all like, I don't know, kind of gross.
Yeah, okay.
But he tipped me $100 for just sitting there for 5 minutes, and then he tips me another $100 to go on stage and gives me another $100 to give to the girl on stage. So sitting there, I made like $200 within the span of less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then I took the girl on stage, and I looked to her and I'm like, do not fucking ruin this. Because she took a picture from me, of me from afar. I saw her taking a picture of me, I know she posted it. And I went up to her and I was like, do not fucking.
Wait, you guys are allowed to post pictures?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's a secret. It's a secret. If you're a customer and you're putting your phone at the club, someone's gonna come. At least the clubs I've worked at, someone's gonna come.
Right. I thought that was against the rules.
Yeah. So this girl I worked with took a picture of me. And did that anyways. He ended up liking her and was like, call her over here. So we brought her over to the table, and then we went to do a Vienna, which is for an hour. And
is that
the VIP?
Okay.
So you go in the back. Nothing happens in the back. But we went to the back and we spit champagne in his mouth and got both of our asses and gave him a concussion pretty much.
Wait, you squeezed his face?
Yeah, he was in the middle of us, and then we were just boom, boom.
Did he ask for that specifically?
He didn't necessarily ask for that, but he liked it. He didn't know he wanted it, but until it happened.
Sure.
And then, I remember sorry.
You're okay.
It's a bit more down my throat. And then, the VIP girl came by. The VIP girl came by, and she was like, it's almost time. And I was trying to get him to spend more money and stay longer, but he didn't. He gave me his phone number and invited me on his boat.
Oh, that's where you get murdered, though.
Yeah, I did decide not to go.
Yeah, that's a murderable
But I remember the VIP hostess was very ecstatic. She was just like, oh my god, this is him. This is Alex. She loved him.
Yeah.
And she was super oh my god, it's him. And he ended up getting really mad because just the way we were asking for a tip, and he was just why? I think he was fucked up to the point where it wasn't fun for him anymore at that point.
So he's just getting blackout drunk by himself.
At the time, and then shortly after he did get divorced, and
Sure.
that one lawsuit happened where he got sued for $1 million something.
Oh, really that much?
Yeah.
I know that. Oh, after the Sandy Hook thing.
So all this shit happened right afterwards. And I remember I was being followed a little bit from I had a few shifts after that, and random ass people were coming up to me you're the girl that had done the VIP with
Really?
Alex Jones.
What
Tell
kind
us
of
about it? Left wing news outlets.
Whoa.
Random ass news outlets, and I was just I don't know who you are, and if you guys aren't cutting me a check, I'm not telling the story. But I told the story today. It's a fun story to tell.
I appreciate you telling me. Wait, so these people would
They found me for a month after.
So that was because your friend posted it.
I don't know if that's the reason why, or just because people were posting pictures of him. If you looked on Twitter during that time, and I put Alex Jones Austin strip club, pictures of him at the strip club were posted, and let me see if I can find it real quick. There's pictures of me sitting with him. They're kind of blurry, but you can see that it's me. Another picture.
Was he very sweaty?
Yeah. He was.
I just assume that he walks in there very sweaty.
It was funny though. He was I expected him to be he was very respectful, shockingly.
Yeah, that is surprising.
And I was very much surprised by that.
Did you get the vibe that the person that he is on camera is completely
It's
an act?
Yeah, no, most definitely. It's gotta be an act the way this was in person. Hold on, it's gonna take me a quick second.
It's okay. You can take your time. We can just edit out with the.
But yeah, so there's that story.
That's fucking wild. Would you be comfortable sharing a photo that I could put?
Yeah,
okay.
I find it.
Okay.
I've shared it on Instagram, on like with my friends.
That's wild. He's just handing his number out because he just seems like such like a conspiracy.
Like so
like,
low. If I were like personally, my assumption of him, he'd just be like board himself up in his house.
Yeah, because like I mean,
vibe,
even
like,
if he's not that
doomsday,
person,
like,
that's the
doomsday
people that he attracts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that is crazy. Like that type of base. So it's around this time.
that's what I always do. I'm like, what happened in I think it happened November.
Yeah. Okay. So here's a video of me talking to him.
Oh wow, yeah, that's. He just looks so pumped to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, and then there's another picture somewhere. I posted it. That's what I'm saying. Sorry.
It's okay. We can do that one after.
Okay. Let me try to think of other stories I have.
So you said you got a funny one? I felt like that was a funny one.
I think that was my funny
one.
one.
Okay. I thought that was a funny one. What is the raunchy story that you're comfortable
I went to Colette. Have you heard of Colette?
You
haven't been? Okay. Colette is a swingers club in Austin.
Okay.
I went with my boyfriend, but we went on acid, and it was the most terrifying but fun experience ever.
Are these attractive swingers, or are they?
Well, there were some attractive swingers there, but we went on acid, and like, it's up north. It's really cool. It looks like a nightclub, like the way it's set up. Like it's BYOB, and they have mixers. So there's like sections. There's like a big ass stripper pole. There's a lit ass DJ, and then there's like, then it gets complicated because there's like rooms. And so we're like on acid, and we're at Codependent, and I was like, let's go to Colette. Like that sounds fun because we were talking about going before, and I don't know why it sounded like a good idea at the time, but we find out that it's not exactly. So
is it like a sex club, or is it just kind of like it looks like a nightclub?
It looks like a nightclub, but people are fucking.
Okay.
So like we get there, and like this dude like sets us up, and he's like, oh, you want to take a tour? And we're like, yeah, we'll take a tour. We get in, and it felt like a fun house, like the way how like a fun house, like when you walk into a fun house and all these attractions are going on and shit.
Yeah.
There's like shit going on. Like I look over.
Was there actually, or you were just on acid?
I was both.
Oh.
Like I was tripping, and then I looked to my left and saw like somebody getting their pussy ate, like just like they're wide open. It was a birthday party, and she was like in the middle of this part, like what would be like a VIP section, like Superstition would be like. It was somebody getting their pussy ate, just out in the open. Everyone's fucking with it. I was like, okay. And then there's like a stripper pole. I went and played on the pole, and then brought a little crowd. And then I was like, okay, let's go back to the tour. And then we go upstairs, and it's like the Dom area, and it's like dark red light. Like it's a hallway, like room, and it's dark red light.
Oh, that'd be intense on acid.
And it's all black, like black and red, like bright lighting. And it's like a race play room, and like there's hella there's like all these beds, like beds, and then there's this line of white women and this line of black dudes, and like the husbands are like opposite side watching, and it's like a whole thing of like race play, like
oh my god,
like, and there's a lady.
I think that's some Texas shit. This is the third time that somebody has come on here and talked about race play in Texas.
Really? I never knew. I've heard of it, but I'm from California, so I've never like seen that.
Yeah.
And so.
Damn, that'd be so intense on acid.
Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck? And there was like a lady who wasn't a madame, but she was giving madame energy, like orchestrating, like you go to this bed, like you go to this bed, like, making sure the line's running smoothly, making sure everything's clean, and they're giving out condoms and like other lube and all that shit. But it was crazy to like see all this shit, like. I don't know, on acid, everything was like really intense. And there's like the next room was like a porn viewing room with the glory hole, and there's like rows of like movie theater like seats, like old school movie theater seats, and they're watching porn. And I remember someone turning around and glaring at me because I was like looking, and I remember them being like,
that's the tough part about places like that. Like I don't know the rules, and every now and then I do something that I believe to be so like harmless, and everybody looks at you like,
crazy.
"What the fuck are you doing looking at the movie that's playing?" It's like,
Yeah,
I thought that seemed pretty normal.
Put your eyes down.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Cover your eyes. And I was just like, okay. And then, like, what else happened? There's that, and then. I don't know. I was tripping off just like that dom area.
Dude,
It was very intense. I just remember standing there, my boyfriend and I kind of like, whoa. And then they showed us the other areas. Like there's like private rooms where like if you have the window open, that means you want to be watched. The window's closed, you don't want to be watched. It's like a little private room. And then and then the tour was over. It felt like it was so long but so quick. Like it was over in an instant because it lasted. And then we kind of were like, okay, what do we do now? We kind of looked around and we're just like, let's just go home.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of a lot. This is a little too much for us.
It seems like one of the
We
trips
thought we
that
were
like,
ready.
yeah.
We thought we were ready for it. Until we dove in what we're getting. Yeah.
That's a big dive. That's like not putting your toes in. That's a big old dive.
That was a big one.
Cool. Hey,
Yeah.
word. Well, I appreciate you. I think that's perfect. Do you have any social media or anything like that you'd like to share?
No, not really. I'm just
Word?
here.
Well, all right. I sincerely appreciate you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to my story.
Of course.